Hello everyone. So I'm going to talk about third-party energies in a twin flame union and how to overcome this, why this happens, and how to move through it to come back to your physical union, because a lot of the times this is the case for twins, that there is a third party energy involved, and this can really create a lot of separation in the connection, and obviously that's part of the separation. So on this journey, we are moving through lower energies that are linked with the lower chakras, and we are moving up into the heart space and opening up the heart, because this connection with your twin is based in the heart, in the higher heart chakra. So it's connected to the heart, and that's really the seed of true unconditional love. So on this planet, we have not had true unconditional love. Everything has been based on conditions, and this has been the relationship dynamic that we've been experiencing on this planet. And so everything's been kind of functioning from the lower chakras. So it's been the lower chakras, and especially in the sacral chakra, all the connections have been based on the sacral chakra, which is really where the karmic energies start to come into our life. And so when we talk about third party energies, we're really talking about connections that are based in the lower chakras. So this can happen to either party. And I'm not talking about just the divine masculine here, because I know that a lot of the times the divine masculines are in third party energies. However, this is also for the divine feminine, because we also go through a process of having karmic relationships or other connections. And, when we say karmic, this means that there is some lesson that, is usually linked to past timelines, karmic energies, lessons that have to be overcome. These are often linked to the karmic template and the karmic miasmic template or ancestral template that you hold within you. Each party, it doesn't matter. So when we talk about the quantum physics of this, it's about the karmic template that you hold that's attracting lower chakra relationships based in the karmic kind of those karmic links, those karmic bonds or trauma bonds. So it is based on the lower chakras. So these third party energies are usually karmic ties. Some of them are soulmate connections, and even karmic relationships are soulmate connections. But if they're not based in the heart, if there is no connection in the heart, or if there's not much connection in the heart, then it's more of the ego karmic based relationship that most of the time the divine counterparts are experiencing. And for the reason to overcome a certain karmic lesson that they have based on past timeline, or there is some kind of karmic lesson. So we have to remember that we need other people sometimes to show us our wounds and show us our traumas that we're still holding, and our twin cannot mirror to us everything. And a lot of the times the divine feminine will have some kind of karmic imprint, and then she's choosing a partner based on that, or the divine masculine is choosing a partner based on a karmic templating that he has, and that relationship is mirrored to him, and so that is what he's choosing. And so most of the time that is the third party that's involved in the union. And so the way that we overcome this, and this is a big thing for this journey, because a lot of times there are other people in the union. And like I said, this is from both sides, divine masculine, divine feminine. But most of the time, divine feminines will already be at a certain point, or come to a certain point where they won't be attracting karmic relationships or any other connections, because they're getting ready for the union. So they will be protected away from any other relationships. And so oftentimes it'll be the divine masculine that is in a karmic relationship still that needs to close, and he will be experiencing, the relationship. And then the feminine is sort of, waiting, or she's observing the fact that he is in a karmic relationship or he is in another connection. So in this scenario, so either partner could be, married. Maybe your divine masculine is married to someone else. Maybe there's someone else involved. What we have to look at here, this is very important, is that when we're looking at these relationships and when we're observing the 3D, whatever is happening in the 3D is usually a lower timeline, which means it's a past timeline. So when I teach how to overcome these karmic relationships, it's very important not to fixate or give your energy to those timelines and, keep feeding into that energy, because it's a lower energy, it's a lower timeline that your counterpart is experiencing. And for that reason, you need to come into your own alignment and hold that higher timeline of union. And that's what the divine feminine is being asked to do. If there is third party energies involved, the divine feminine is asked to come into her own inner union, her own inner alignment, where she's stepping into unconditional love, which means that there is no more attachment and there is no more jealousy or any of those lower emotions. And we're not feeling those lower emotions anymore, and we're not feeling that towards our counterpart anymore, because we observe everything from the point of unconditional love. Because when we look at our twin and he's in a lower timeline or he's experiencing a karmic relationships, we can see that it's a lower timeline that he's in. It's a past timeline that he's moving out of. And the only way that you can help your divine counterpart, or the only way for you to come into union if there is a third party involved, is to you, divine feminine, to come into your inner union and to hold that higher timeline. And that is going to allow the divine masculine to also balance and align to union, because the energies are constantly trying to balance. And it's only through your work, divine feminine, because you go first on this journey, that the divine masculine will accelerate and will have a deeper awakening. And you will actually allow him to clear those lower timelines of third-party energies or anything that's involved in the union, other energies, karmic ties, anything like that. They have to go, and the only way for that to happen is for the divine feminine to actually come into her own inner alignment and inner union. And really from that point, that's helping the divine counterpart to then clear karmic ties. Sometimes we help them with that through the collapsing of timelines. Sometimes we get initiated into collapsing timelines for them. And I have actually made a very extensive video on Patreon explaining the process of collapsing timelines for your twin and how that happens, and how ultimately, the feminine can pull him out of that as well. And so that's something I kind of went into really great detail about. I also talk about it in my soul work course, and how actually this is happening in a more greater detail. If you're interested in that, it's the Divine Union Soul Work course. And this is very important because this is something that happens to all of us. We are here to overcome a lot of these karmic issues that are linked into the lower chakras, that are not connected in the heart, that are actually preventing us and separating us from our union. So if you have, if your divine masculine is married or in a karmic relationship, it is very important for you, divine feminine, to step into your own inner alignment and to have your own individual inner union and to attain that alignment, because that's helping your divine counterpart. It's only through that energetic process that anything will happen on their end and they can leave those timelines, because you will be collapsing timelines for them. Because the union, once you're coming into that energetic alignment, you're going to pull them out of those lower timelines that they are ultimately stuck in. And this is very important because there's nothing you can do in the 3D to help them with coming into the realization, or overcoming these lessons. These are their own karmic lessons they have to learn individually, but what is helping them is that the divine feminine is accelerating and coming into inner union. This is balancing the energies between you, and also collapsing old timelines that are in the way of union. Any duality, any polarity, any old timelines linked to separation is being collapsed through the process of the inner union happening on the divine feminine side. This is helping the divine masculine also. So it's important to realize that there's nothing that you can do except for the energetic work on yourself to come into your own inner alignment and inner balance. And this is going to help your divine counterpart to come into their power as well. So this is something that we are experiencing. A lot of the times we're experiencing third-party energies in the union, and this is very important for the divine feminine also to come into her power of unconditional love, because she's then holding unconditional love. And that's something that you're coming more into more and more. As you're unifying within, you're coming into that beautiful space. And so there's no more fears around your divine counterpart. There's no attachments left. There's no controlling. There's none of that is left, because all that's left is unconditional love between you and your twin. And that ultimately is the power that you hold. And that's what we're coming back to, because if you're still jealous, if you're still looking at your masculine with their wife, or your counterpart with their partner, then you're still in the energy of lack, seeking, chasing, and you're not in your own inner alignment, and you're externalizing everything outside of you, and you're in the energy of jealousy and all of that. All of those things are lower emotions, and you're still attached. So it's actually, this union is taking you back to true unconditional love. And this means really wholeness individually. Individually, you're becoming whole, because your twin is not someone that is going to complete you. They complement you. Individually, you are becoming whole, one with God, one with source in your heart, and then they merge back with you, and you're complementing each other. So it's like your twin isn't actually going to complete you in that way. They are a complement to you. But you, as a divine feminine, you have to come into your own divine feminine power. And this is the only way to overcome everything that's happening in the 3D, all these false timelines, all these karmic ties, everything will be eliminated gradually through the process of clearing duality and separation layers within yourself. And this clears the separation layers between you and your divine counterpart. Everything that is in between you, all the timelines, they will all come out, and all will be cleared through the process of this union. It's not something that you can control or do anything about. You need to continue on your own ascension and focus on your own inner union. And everything else will happen when the soul is ready to make that happen, because the ego likes to control. The ego wants to control this process. And this isn't about that. This is about you coming into your own power, inner union, and realizing that, there is no control. You don't have control over this. It's your soul that's leading this journey. And when the time is right for these energies to come out, or for those lessons that already are learned on your divine counterpart side, then that will be cleared, that will be wrapped up. But it's a process of allowing that to unfold and not being in control about it or being in your mind about it, because you cannot control all these things. So it's really important to let go of the control, first of all, because you don't have any control. Your soul is controlling this whole process. All you can control is your own inner union and coming into your own alignment. And that's really stepping into the place of unconditional love, no attachments, and observing your divine counterpart and letting them go through their own process and own lessons, and allowing them to go through that, knowing that they have to go through that and they've chosen to go through that experience or having these other relationships. And you may even had your other relationships too, before you, or in separation with your counterpart. You may have had other relationships too that were there to teach you certain lessons, karmic lessons, or lessons that you needed to go higher in your journey. And all of this is part of the union process, and it's very important to remember for the divine feminine not to dwell and not to look and not to stalk, because then you're coming down to that frequency. You need to stay in the frequency of unity consciousness, unconditional love, and inner union. And that's what's going to help your divine counterpart come into that higher energy, because you're pulling them out of those lower timelines. If you want to join a community, if you want more information on this, or want to know really how to clear all of this past timelines, I have information on Patreon, very detailed. I also have my Divine Union Soul Work course that will go more into this as well, if you want more information on this. And that is the message for today, and about this third party energy, because I know this is a big thing in this process. I will talk more about this in the future as well. Sending you lots of love, and I'll connect with you in the next video.